I'm live. Good evening, everyone. Hi there. How are you? How's it going? Dave Guerra here. It is Thursday. So this is Let's Have a Chat About Leadership for Thursday, April 9, 2020. And I'm your host, David Guerra. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for watching. If you're joining me live, don't forget, I'm here. I'm live just about every night, well, except for Wednesdays. That's pre-recorded. So make sure you hit that live button and watch me while you're live. And I do invite you to join me on Facebook to go ahead and watch me live. And that's where I do it. So be sure you're watching me live because I appreciate that. And I really mean that when I say that. So thank you for watching. Now, if you're not watching live, that's okay. You can watch this after. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for your time. It is greatly appreciated. So please, thank you. Alrighty. So this is Let's Have a Chat About Leadership for Thursday, April 9th. And as always, let's have a chat about leadership. Well, what is it? It's to remind you that everyone is either a leader or a future leader. That's what this show is about. Just to remind you that everybody's a leader or a future leader, and we're working to get there. So that's the premise of the show. That's what the show is all about. And that being the case, well, it is Thursday, and it's we're continuing this very special episodes, or 3 episodes. This is the third part. Let's have a chat about time management, part 3. This is day 3, part 3, and real brief. We're going to continue. So real briefly, I'm going to go back and cover the first 13. That's right. We're going to close it out. So the first one is create a daily plan. Assign a time limit to each task. Create and use a calendar. Assemble and use an organizer. Know your deadlines, both the soft and the hard deadlines. Learn to say no. If you don't already say no, it's okay. Even in these trying times, especially in these trying times, it's okay to say no. Target to be early. Practice on it now, and it's something you can carry over. When we're given the all clear, we return back to work. Target to be early. Time box your activities. No buffer, no deviation. Have a clock visibly nearby so you know where you're at and what's going on, and stick to it. Set reminders 15 minutes before. Focus on what you're doing, one thing at a time. Stop that nonsense of multitasking. Block out distractions. Track your time, the time you spend on all tasks, no matter the size or the priority. All right, so that brings us, those are the first 13. That brings us to today's. Number 14 is do not fuss about unimportant details. Don't fuss. Don't worry about them. They're going to sneak in. They're going to be there. And what might not be important to you, others will see it as important. So understand that, again, you got to deal with them at that level. Understand where they're coming from. That to them, it's, well, it's kind of like it says, a lack of planning on their part does not constitute an emergency on my part. And the same applies to you. So again, their lack of understanding what's important or unimportant in the big picture, you do, you see it, you know what's important, what's not important. But then again, also realize that at their level, that one little thing is really, truly important, while at your level, that's like the last thing on your mind. So ensure that, one, you realize that fact, and two, ensure that you realize that fact, that what's important to them might not necessarily be important to you. So to you, it might be an unimportant detail. So again, just look at the situation, and every situation is going to be unique. Number 15, prioritize. Prioritize. And I didn't make this font bigger. It's just the way the system does it. So it creates a bigger font the less content you have. So prioritize. Learn how to prioritize. Learn to know what's urgent, what's important, what's urgent and important, what's not urgent and what's not important, and figure out where everything goes. So kind of learn the priorities. I've seen there's some apps out there that have priorities built in. So when you enter a task or something, you can assign it a level of priority. But again, remember, what is important to you might not be important to somebody else. And like I just finished talking about, vice versa. So please understand that. Next, the delegate. Delegate. Learn to delegate, especially if you're leading a team. If you are leading a group of individuals, especially in these remote times, it is something to get and address and take care of. So ensure that you can pass it along, share it with others, and you can, there we go. Sorry about that. It was something that was slipping and I had to address it. So ensure that you're able to pass it along, that you can share with others and address it, and If it cannot be done, then obviously you're going to have to step up and do it, but ensure that, hey, you have the opportunity to delegate when you can, how you can, and as often as you can. That's what you have your team for. That's why you're the team leader. And it's not, again, it's not about dictating, but it's, again, ensuring that they've got stuff to do, that they have their work to do, that they can do what they need to do when they need to do it. So work on that. And again, that's one of those skills that you're going to learn and you're never going to master, because everyone's unique. Everyone that you encounter in your professional life, personal life, and social life is unique. So as far as delegating goes, you're going to have to work with each one individually. Number 17, batch similar tasks together. This one I like, because if you can do a couple of things, in my case, I've been doing some training, online training, and it turns out I need to make a common update across all the various trainings that I perform. So that being the case, I need to make the time to set aside some time and address the same issue across the various training material. And again, whatever your unique situation is, ensure that you're doing the same thing. So ensure that you're out there addressing those similar tasks. If it means going up there and going out, or not going out, but taking time off to manage a training material and get that all updated and ensure that then that's that. But ensure that you can group it all together, prioritize, lock it in, and take care of it. But if you don't have similar tasks and everything's unique, well then, again, learn to prioritize, learn to delegate. Number 18, this one I like, eliminate time wasters. Eliminate time wasters. Folks, I don't know, sorry, it keeps rubbing up against me and I'm afraid it makes noise, but I think every time I touch it, it makes more noise. So eliminate time wasters, the things that distract you. I know I was in a meeting yesterday afternoon, or was it the day before? It was yesterday afternoon. And I know times are tough and everything's happening and we have to adjust to the situation and stuff like that. But in the meeting, you could hear a kid, and he was talking to somebody in the background. And so we had to stop it until he got addressed. So that right there. So ensure that whatever's going on, especially when you're going into the meetings, I know I announce, okay, I'm in this, I'm now activating my microphone, this is going on. And obviously there's going to be distractions, there's going to be things falling, there's things that are just not put in place, there's going to be activity behind the camera, on the side of the camera, there's going to be activity all over. But understand that if you can eliminate some of those time wasters, you can eliminate those distractions, you can eliminate the TV from being turned on, you can eliminate the pop-ups or your friends on Facebook because, hey, they have to share the latest meme with you. Just turn off Facebook. Do it. So eliminate those time wasters. That way you can get back to focusing on the task at hand. Number 19, cut off when you need to. Cut off. And again, this means the distractions. This also means to cut off, there we go, to cut off anything else, PC, phone, turn off the phone. I mean, my phone I don't hear the ringer. I leave it off for a reason. And then sure enough, I'm done with the task, I'm done with the project, and I come back and I missed a call. Well, 9 times out of 10, it's a spam call, but sometimes it might be someone else needing something for work. So understand, let them know that, hey, I'm sorry, but I do turn off my phone while I'm at work. And that's just the way it is. So they'll need to understand and respect that fact, especially when I'm training, when I'm out there doing the training. I can not be bothered by the phone ringing and have that ringtone and all of that. And you've heard that. You've gone to seminars, you've gone to training sessions, you've gone to webinars. You see that somebody inevitably leaves their microphone on and somebody's phone rings with this funky ringtone, and it stops all transactions, everything from transpiring until that gets addressed. So cut off when you need to. And also, cut the cord, turn it off, turn off your computer, walk away from it. And I hope that the computer you're using for work is one you can turn off at the end of the day, and it's not the one you're using again. First thing I do when I sign off for the day, I shut down my system. I'll turn it back on to get to this, but then as soon as I'm done here, I shut it down because I have my home work computer on the other side of this wall. So that being the case, I go in there and I deal with the home side of stuff, the after hours, the side hustle, all of that. So I definitely cut off this device when I have to. Number 20, and this is the last one, leave a time buffer in between tasks and events. When you can, leave a time buffer. I typically do, because I'm also considering the other individuals on the other side. Especially when we start getting close to the end of the business day, when we start getting close to lunch break, I create that buffer. That way they can address whatever issues they have to address, either at home or at work, or the remote work that they're doing prior to breaking for lunch. Then they can. So again, ensure that you have a time buffer to answer emails, respond to something, because I know when I'm doing my trainings, I know I have people Skype me, or some people will Zoom me and try to activate the Zoom, their instance of Zoom with me, and I have to shut it down because, again, I'm already tied up in something else. So ensure that way I have that time buffer. I can address it. We can address it at that time. And of course, I have the little red light that says I'm busy, but hey, they might not be busy. So remember, what's busy to you might not be busy to them. So that's that. So there they are. Those are the 20 time management tips and tricks and tools that I want to share with you. And it's a lot, but come this weekend, it's going to be on my website and the videos, and I'll break it down. And I'll talk a little bit more about each one, and you'll find it. It's going to be kind of a mini course on time management, but it'll all be there, including these videos. So again, I thank you for watching. I thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Everyone stay safe. Follow the CDC guidelines and whatever they may be. And it looks like, well, we might be coming out of this a little sooner than we think. Then again, all it takes is one knucklehead. Don't be that knucklehead. So between now and then, which will be tomorrow, Friday, when we close out the work week with Forbes Friday, have a good week. Thanks for joining me this time, and take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.